Barcelona have just defeated Elche 3-1 at Montjuic in match week 11 of La Liga. This team is back and I am so happy. No, it's not. This team is not back. What is happening to this team? We won 3-1 today and I'm super happy. I'm very, very happy. Don't get it twisted. I'm very happy. Still 5 points behind Madrid, but still, I'm happy. A win in La Liga is a win. And Elche are not a bad team. But everything about this team this season feels off. Everything feels off. And I understand that the players are not all there. We're still very injured. The team is still very injured. Pedri got hurt during the week. I didn't make a video about that because honestly I couldn't be asked. Because I feel like every week I'm making a video talking about an important Barca player going down for a significant period of time due to injury. And honestly, bro, I don't want to talk about it. I don't like talking about Pedri or any Barca player being hurt. It puts me in a bad mood. So that's why I didn't make a video about Pedri's injury during the week. But trust me, I saw it. I know that Pedri's hurt, and I know that Rafinha's still out, I know that Joan Garcia's still out. But I feel like even when we had all those players healthy this season, the performances, for the most part, weren't that convincing. Now, I'm not trying to be pessimistic or overly reactionary because you guys know I try to steer away from that on this channel. But it's just, like, these players feel lethargic. It feels like they played throughout, like, and it makes sense, right? Because they played so many games last season, going all the way to the UCL semifinal. You played every game in the Copa del Rey. You obviously won La Liga, so and it wasn't like La Liga wasn't super tight, but it was a close race up until like that last Clásico. So it was high intensity games up until May. But still, you didn't play in the Club World Cup. So, and a lot of these players, I get it, they play friendlies and all that stuff with their national teams, but still, bro, this team feels so. It's just not the same intensity from last year. I feel like this Barca team is missing intensity, and we're seeing it. And it starts with the press. It just starts with everything, man. It starts with everything. So, again, I'm happy that we won, but the performances aren't really, they're not moving me. And I want to be moved. Because I'm spoiled from last season, okay? I'm spoiled from last season. I want to be moved by the performances. I know this team has the ability to play that beautiful football we saw at times this year, by the way. We've seen it this year as well. But anyway, maybe I'm asking for too much because, again, I get it. The players are injured. Joan Garcia, hopefully he's back against Bruges. We're expecting him to be back against Bruges on Wednesday in the UCL, but we don't know. Rafinha, one of our most important players, especially when it comes to the press, as a lot of you guys have pointed out very smartly there. He's still not on the team. Pedri, our most important player, is not on the team. He's not a part of the team. He's going to be out for 5 weeks. So, again, maybe I'm asking for too much, but like I said, a 3-1 win. The lineup today, again, it's basically our best 11 possible with all the injuries we have. Szczesny in goal because obviously he's still the goalkeeper. Balde at left back, Eddie Garcia and Araujo as the two center backs. Kubarsi got dropped. And then at right back, we obviously had Jules Koundé. Then two pivots. It was not Pedri and Frenkie de Jong. It was Casal and Frenkie de Jong. And then the front four was Rashford on the left, Ferran as a striker, Fermin as a 10, and then obviously Lamine Yamal as the... Lamine Yamal is the 10, but he's obviously playing on the right wing. Is what I'm. Yeah, I said that right. I don't know why I'm tripping. I said that right. Fermin was the 10, and then Lamine Yamal, who is the number 10, playing on the right wing. And in the first half, look, it was weird because Elche were keeping the ball. At Montjuic against Barcelona, Elche were actually, keeping the ball very well. And it was kind of hard for us in those first 5 minutes to get the ball, the first kind of 8 minutes to get the ball, which I found very puzzling because a team like Elche, you don't expect them to go into Montjuic against Barcelona and try and keep the ball. But that manager, bro, with that Beatles shirt, a crazy nice shirt, by the way. That shirt, I mean, you don't really see managers with that type of swagger on the touchline. Usually, I mean, Pep and Hansi Flick, they have swagger, but it's mostly like a suit or like a jacket. You never see just a dude rocking a graphic tee of the Beatles, so that was kind of funny. But anyway, my point is, Elche were actually keeping the ball. They weren't creating many clear chances. Obviously, they weren't threatening us with the ball, but still, they were keeping most of the ball. Until obviously that goal came in about the 8th minute, which was a great play from Balde. That press, man, that was good. Because you see, like, Rashford starts it, he closes down his man, and that forces a bad pass, and then Balde picks up the ball. And the run from Balde there, who was one of our standout players today, he was so good, but the way he carries the ball forward and feeds it to Lamine Yamal cuts in on his left foot and a great finish to the far post past Iñaki Peña. And when I saw Lamine Yamal score that goal, I was like, okay, he's back. He's back. Not because he broke up with his fucking girlfriend like the whole world wants to act, but just because, he's finally getting healthier. He's playing better. He scored a goal. I was super happy to see that. But I don't think, we'll talk about Lamine. But anyway, Lamine got that first goal. At that point, it was 1-0. Super happy after that. A couple minutes later, it was just like, 3 minutes later, we got the second goal from Ferran Torres. And that wasn't really so much the press, but it was mostly just like the Elche player slips, which, it's not really, I'm not going to say that Barca's press made him slip, but still, I mean, he was probably hyper aware that the players were going to close him out, so he decides to, do something quickly. He slips, the ball is right there, Fermin Lopez picks it up, carries it forward. Rashford does a great job there to carry the defender away. He gets the ball kind of not into the box necessarily, but just outside of the box and plays that ball to Ferran Torres, and Ferran with the great finish, and it was 2-0. And at that point, I thought the game was done because we were playing some good football up until that point. I mean, after that second goal, we were fully in control of that game until they got that goal. And it was a stupid goal. And everybody's going to kill Araujo, I'm guessing, for that goal. Because, yes, Araujo should have the awareness there to know that he's in his own half, you can't be offside. Literally every single football fan on the planet knows that if you're in your own half, you literally cannot be offside. You can't be offside. So Araujo should know that. As a center back for Barcelona, the starting center back for Barcelona, he should know, why am I playing the offside trap here? He's in his own half. So he should be smarter there. But also, if you notice, Koundé, he gambles for that tackle. He tries to win the ball. And when he gambles for it, he doesn't get the ball. It just leaves the whole team exposed. And Araujo feels the need to compromise and obviously try and close out the defender. And it just leaves the whole back line out of shape. So again, Araujo does have some fault there, but we should not. It shouldn't go under the radar that Koundé was the one who actually gambles for that ball. And because of him, the whole back line kind of gets put out of position. Now, I don't mind Koundé gambling for that because if you make that tackle, you're looked at as a hero. Not a hero, but still, it's a great play. But he couldn't make the play. He just couldn't make the play. So again, Araujo does have some culpability there, but I think the biggest culprit for that goal was actually Koundé. And let's be honest here, man. What's this fucking guy named Rafa Mir? That's a great finish. I mean, Rafa Mir, that's a beautiful finish. I don't think Szczesny can do much there. The way he just stands, like he gets the ball, he doesn't really have much support around him. He just takes his time and shoots it beautifully, and it's a great goal. So at that point, it was 2-1. We can't keep a clean sheet, guys. That's another thing about this season. Last season, we weren't great defensively, but at least sometimes we could keep clean sheets. This season, we cannot keep a clean sheet. This team cannot keep a clean sheet to save their lives. Against Elche, you can't keep a clean sheet. It's pathetic, man. I'm so sick of it. I want to see my team for one game not concede a goal. For one game, I just want to see Barcelona not concede a goal. It's against Elche. Am I asking for too much? Am I asking for too much? I don't feel like I am. But that was the first half. There was also a play in that first half for Frenkie de Jong. I mean, it was a pass from Rashford to Frenkie de Jong. And then Frenkie de Jong at the edge of the box finds Ferran Torres. And Ferran, bro, that finish, Iñaki does a great job there to save it, but he shoots it kind of right at Iñaki. But that was a great play. A great play from Frenkie de Jong. And again, Ferran does well there to kind of make space for himself and be in the right position to receive that ball from Frenkie. But he's got to finish that. And then, Rashford also missed a chance in the first half, which was a pretty good chance. But I'll say this, in the first half, I thought Balde was amazing. I thought Frenkie de Jong played a great game. I thought Casalo was really good. I thought Szczesny, sometimes with his feet, he can be kind of annoying. I mean, there was also an instance where he threw out the ball, he caught the ball, he had it in his hands, and instead of passing it to Eddie Garcia, one of his center backs that was right next to him, he just has to yank it up the pitch and we just lose the ball. Things like that, I wish he would just take his time a little bit and just not do that. But I thought Szczesny was good, and obviously Fermin with the assist for that goal. I thought he was great, man. Fermin and his energy, bro. It's just he's one guy that you always know Fermin Lopez is trying his best. He's always pressing. He's always trying to do something. His energy is contagious, and at least I thought it was. But it seems like his teammates are not. They're not picking up that disease that he's putting down on the pitch. If you get what I'm saying, I don't know if that's the right word. I mean, it's contagious. Diseases can be contagious. So maybe the team, the teammates they're not picking up the disease of Fermin's energy. You know what I mean? So whatever that means, I'm not even sure I said that correctly. But you guys get what I'm saying. Then the second half comes around, and for the first 20 minutes of the second half, the best chance of the match was the Elche player, which was Rafa Mir who hit the post. That was the best chance for the first 15 minutes, and after that, we got the third goal of the game, kind of put the game away, which I was super happy about because at 3-1, I knew the game was over. At 2-1, I was kind of scared. I'm not gonna lie because the sports team this season has been one to kind of get complacent and allow leads to slip, but at 3-1, I was happy, and that was a great ball from Casalo behind. Fermin gets the ball, and that ball to Rashford is fantastic. A great pass to Marcus Rashford, who's just kind of alone. And that ball from Fermin was gross. And then Rashford, what he does there to get that goal. Rashford didn't have the best game, we'll talk about him, but I thought he did a great job there to kind of get the ball on his left foot and finish it with his weak foot, and it goes crossbar and in. Iñaki Peña can't do anything about that. It was a wonderful finish. We know Rashford, man, when he has the ball at his feet, and he's a great finisher of the ball. Whether it's from long range or even close distance, I mean, that finish is not easy at all. So the ability, the way he got that goal, again, continues the streak of getting goal contributions to basically every game. The only game that he hasn't gotten one in the past 2 months was against Girona 2 weeks ago in La Liga, of course. So happy that Rashford got the goal, happy that Fermin got the assist. We obviously saw for Barcelona later on in the game, we saw what's his name? Lewandowski come in and Olmo come in for Fermin. I mean, Lewa and Rashford and Fermin came off, and Lewa and Olmo came on. I didn't think they did anything special, to be honest with you guys. I thought, Olmo had a couple moments here and there, but nothing really crazy. And then we saw Gerard Martin and obviously Rooney come into the game later on. Actually, no, Gerard Martin and Rooney came into the game. I mean, Gerard Martin came in with Lewa, but they came in later into the game. Rooney came in later as well. I wish Rooney could get more minutes. I don't know why he doesn't get more minutes. It kind of pisses me off because obviously we have a game midweek in the UCL. You'd expect for Lamine Yamal to be taken off kind of early in this game to get some rest, but still, Flick decided to play him almost the whole 90, and Rooney gets in towards the end. But, after that third goal, we had a couple of chances here and there. There was one chance that Lamine Yamal had where, Ferran passed him the ball. It was a great pass from Ferran, and Lamine just shot it wide. We had good moments, but again, it wasn't that. It just seems like our midfielder and our attack can't really connect. Something seems out of sync. I'm not sure what it is. And again, it could be the players that we have on the pitch, but still, man, defensively, this team leaves a lot to be desired. A lot to be desired still. The personnel is quite frankly not there, and I feel like Hansi Flick keeps trying to, shove this high line into this team when it's not the same team as last year. And it's not just the back line. Like, Inigo's not there, yes, but right now you don't have Rafinha. Like, the press starts from the front, so expecting you to get the same results with different players is kind of crazy to me because you don't have the players that you had last year to execute that high line. And we're seeing it, man. We're left exposed so many times in the game. It kind of pisses me off. As a fan, I'm sitting here and I'm watching. I'm like, bro, it's one pass that can just rip through a whole back line. And again, that leaves me worried because we should be better than that. And we should be able to adapt on the fly. I mean, I'm not saying that Hansi Flick has to go away from his philosophy because his philosophy got him to where he's at. And his philosophy, in large part, made us have a great year last year. I mean, that was one of the reasons why we fell in love with this team under Hansi Flick all of last season is because the way they played was beautiful. But again, now it's different. You got to be able to pivot. So I love Hansi Flick, man. I still think 100% he's the right man for the job. I'm not buying this bullshit about sack Hansi Flick. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. If you actually think we should sack Hansi Flick, you're out of your mind. But still, I do think that no manager is perfect, and we're allowed to criticize the manager. And my critique of Hansi Flick is I wish he could adapt a little bit better. Speaking on some of the players now, right? Szczesny, I actually thought he had a good game. Elche didn't play this amazing game. I'm not sitting here acting like Elche played like this beautiful. Like, they weren't 08-09 Man United, okay? They weren't playing this beautiful football. But Elche, they had a couple chances, and when they were threatening on goal, apart from the goal that they had, of course, which was a great finish, I thought Szczesny did a good job. He didn't have to make many saves, but I thought he did a good job. Again, his playing out from the back leaves me concerned at times, but I thought he did a good job. Balde was amazing today. He was so good. He was one of the best players on the pitch today. I thought he was fantastic. Obviously, he was involved in the first goal of the game to Lamine Yamal, and I just thought defensively and overall he played a great game, a really good game from Balde, which we know Balde is just an amazing player. So love the way he played. Eddie Garcia wasn't too happy with his performance. I thought he was a little bit sloppy at times. Same with I thought Araujo actually had a good game. Of course, I already talked about the goal and why I don't think it's 100% his fault, but I think overall, he was a little bit better than Eddie in my opinion, like as a whole in the game. So I was actually kind of happy with the way Araujo played. Not super happy, but I thought he had a good game. He had a good game. It was solid. And he's a guy who's always going to be like when it comes to defending and blocking shots and being physical with the opposing team's number 9. Araujo's always going to provide that. Koundé. Not sure what's happening to Koundé. In that first half, he was having trouble with throw-ins. He was having trouble playing simple passes. He doesn't seem like the same player. He's one guy that has regressed massively from last season. That's something that I didn't see coming, by the way. Because Koundé, since he got to Barca, has been the beacon of consistency and just excellence, man. He's been so good since he got to Barca 4 years ago under Xavi. In that summer where, we brought in Rafinha and we brought in Christensen. He's been there since then, and I this is the worst I've seen him play, honestly. He had a bad stretch, actually. No, he had a bad stretch, Xavi's last season, but right now, it's just he can't do anything. He can't do the simple things. He literally can't do the simple things. So I'm concerned about Koundé. I didn't think he was great today, but we'll see. Maybe he can pick it up later on in the year because something's clearly ailing him right now. I don't know if it's something mental or physical. I'm not sure, but clearly he's not himself. The two midfielders, Casalo, I thought he played a great game. All around, a really good game. And by the way, Frankie de Jong was fucking amazing. To me, the man of the match today was Frankie de Jong, who was doing everything. Look, in that first half, he was literally doing everything. And I thought he played some great passes. I mean, he was involved in the final third. He was involved defensively. He was involved in the build-up. He was literally involved in every single facet of play that Barcelona had. In the first phase, second phase, third phase, he was everywhere on the pitch. And I was super happy with the way that Frankie de Jong played. Rashford gets a goal. Wasn't his best game. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I mean, you can get a goal and still not have a good game. If I had to give Rashford a rating, I'd give him a 6, maybe 6.5. I didn't think it was a great game from Rashford. Again, the goal and the finish was beautiful, but overall, killed too many attacks, was kind of slow on the ball at times. Just wasn't sharp enough to me today. He just wasn't sharp enough today. You know when you play FIFA and you have player sharpness? I thought Rashford's player sharpness today wasn't there. But again, the goal was fantastic, and I'm happy that he got that goal. And he continues to be one of the most productive signings for any team in Europe. I mean, if you look at his numbers, they've been insane. This season, we would not be as good as we are now without Marcus Rashford. He was a huge signing for us on loan from United, so really happy he got that goal. But again, it wasn't his best game. For me, I thought he was great. Had the pass to Rashford, had the pass obviously to Varane, had 2 assists today. I'm not sure, did they give him they should have given him the one to Rashford as an assist too. I'm not sure if they did though, but he had 2 passes that led to goals. I thought he was great, man. And Danny Olmo came in today. That he's gonna start coming off the bench for good, even when he's fully fit, because he's not better than Firmino. If Hansi Flick benches Firmino for Olmo now that he's back to being healthy, I'll start to question Hansi Flick's decision making and if he has favorites on the squad, because he should not be getting starts over Fermin Lopez, who was simply fantastic today. So super happy with the way Firmino played. Ferran Torres, not a good game. Got the goal overall. That he played a really, really poor game. Honestly, a really, really poor game. I was not happy whatsoever with the way he played, and I wasn't happy with the way he played last week against Real Madrid. So he got the goal, but overall his whole play was non-existent. He was, he had some good moments where he, like I said, he passed that ball to Lamine, but overall I wasn't happy. And then Lamine Yamal got the goal early in the game, and then he just kind of, it's happened so many times just where Lamine Yamal starts off the game good. He had a great run in that first half where he was just showing skill, and then he got the goal and he's kissing the badge and he's saying, I'm staying here. And then towards the game, he just kind of fades and he's walking on the pitch and his attitude is not there, and he's sulking and he's pissed off at his teammates for not passing him the ball. I don't know if I'm the only one noticing this, but clearly there's something wrong with Lamine Yamal. I'm not sure what it is, but he doesn't have that same 90 minutes of greatness that we saw all of last year. And I think it's still the injury, man. I think it's still ailing him, because there's no way a guy goes to be that good to be not even mediocre, because he's still Lamine Yamal. I mean, he got a goal today. He's still that guy. I mean, he's still threatening every time he has the ball, but it's just not that same, that we saw last year. So I'm kind of waiting to see that same Barca from last year, that same Lamine Yamal. I feel like they're going to coincide. When we get that same Lamine Yamal, maybe we'll get the same Barca, but for now, we're not getting that same Lamine Yamal, and for that reason, we're not getting the same Barca that we had last year. Maybe we need Rafinha there. I'm not sure, but if you saw the game today, yes, there was times he could have gotten the ball, but he got the ball once, and he shanked it to the he shanked it high. So I'm not sure. Overall, I don't think Lamine played a good second half, but I thought the team overall, man, like I said, the intensity is missing from this team. The press from the front is not great apart from Firmino. Those are things that need to get fixed up, but overall, you get the win. That's all you can ask for, man. It's 3 points in the bag. It's La Liga, man. Not every game is going to be a firework festival. Some games you win them 3-1, and again, we shouldn't complain. I don't want to people to act like I'm sitting here complaining that Barca won 3-1. Overall, man, you win 3-1. You played a good game. I don't think Barca played terribly, but again, against Elche, I was expecting a little bit more. But just happy that the game finished the way it finished, man. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Anything that I missed, please let me know. We saw obviously Hector Ford and Iñaki Peña, who were Barca players last year, not playing for Elche. Hector Ford came in and did his signature shot where he shanks it like 30 rows high, just because he wants to be a hero, I guess. He did the same thing against Inter and has done it a couple of times for Barca. So good to see that Hector Ford has not changed at all. And then Iñaki Peña allowed 3 goals. Made a couple good saves, but again, it's what happens. Anyway, they're not playing for Barca, so I don't really care. I love you guys, man. Thank you so much for watching. For the best graphic tees in the game, check out the final thread. The link is in the description down below. And yeah, man, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.